Welcome to season 7 of the It Factor podcast. New stories, new guests. If you want to come on a podcast where you can tell your stories, where you can talk how you want to talk, 7 years in, come on the It Factor podcast. And also, the motto is still the same, to keep changing the narrative. If you're ready for great conversations, welcome home. Hey, how y'all doing? Back again with another great episode of the It Factor podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson, and today we have someone special. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Reyna Patterson. I guess I say I'm from Atlanta, but originally I'm from a little town in Pennsylvania, Douglasville, Pennsylvania. So I'm just happy to be here. Very excited.
That's good. So I say, how are you doing mentally, physically, and emotionally?
I would say mentally and emotionally, I'm doing really good. We just got back from break, so I got to recharge, see family, so that was good. Physically, exhausted. I'm training for like a few races, so I'm always in the gym. My body, I'm like, I'm not in my early 20s anymore, but still feeling good. Glad to be able to move my body.
That's good. It's always good to work out. It's like last year, I started back walking and running, and walking more than running because I'm 31. But like, also in doing that, man, it's just cool to be consistent in something. It's good for your health and good for it. Just overall, I feel like. So I commend you for working out every day.
When I remember how much that gym membership is, I'm like, okay, let's get up. I'm gonna be there.
So I say, what is your it factor? Why do you do what you do?
I think I do what I do because why not? Especially being a black woman, there's so many other people who've just done, the bare minimum and exceeded at that, and then we're like, what else can I do? So I just feel like I, need to pay it forward, like being a black woman in my field, just having to make sure that I'm always, being a knowledge seeker. I'm always, asking questions that people probably wouldn't ask, but not being afraid to ask it. Always not being afraid for my voice to be heard in the room, no matter, what anyone's feeling, what the tension of the room may be like. If I need to know what's going on or if I need to say something, I'm going to say it.
That's good. So I say from your BA in Econ at Spelman to your MPH to now being Dr. Reyna, tell me about that experience and how was that?
Where should I start? 3 degrees in, I don't even know how many, 8 years maybe?
Yeah, you flew by it.
Yeah, I would say my hardest one would be at Spelman. I was pretty good at school in high school. I thought I was good, and then you get to Spelman and they're like, everybody's good at school here, so we have to make it hard. Which really was eye-opening to me. I said, I need to open a book. I need to take some notes. Yeah. Especially with econ. I didn't want to be an econ major. I did it so I could get a scholarship at Spelman. It was like a loophole with my dad's job. But, I really enjoyed, figuring out why people, make the decisions they make, especially for, finances and things like that. So it was cool. And actually, I took a health economics class. And I was like, for an elective, and I didn't know what it was, but it was my favorite class at Spelman so far. So I was like, what can I do with this? And then I found out about public health. Because really, with a lot of econ majors, they go into banking, business, or just a job. I was too afraid of the real world after college. I was like, I'm still a baby. Why am I working? So I was like, let me just go to school. It's the natural thing to do. So didn't want to leave Atlanta, so went to Emory for my master's in public health, and there I kind of focused on health policy, just figuring out why Congress makes the decisions they do about health, what drives factors to policy change, and really figuring out that policy is the only way to make change. You could advocate for a lot of things, but if people don't see that the data turns into outcomes, nothing's really gonna happen.
You're definitely right about that.
Yeah, so then lastly I was like, health policy is cool, but I also want to try, seeing how organizations work. So that's why I got my doctorate in healthcare administration, just so I know what's going on in hospitals. Because a lot of people, they'd be confused when they get an insurance bill and they're like, what does this mean? Why aren't you paying for all of it? Or even just being in clinics and healthcare systems and just why am I being treated differently because of either my race, my skin tone, my orientation, my gender. Just making sure that there's different policies and organizational procedures to make sure everybody gets the same exact treatment.
True.
Or not even exact, but like treatment that meets their needs while they're like in a hospital healthcare setting.
Definitely. I love that. So I'll say, like, what's some misconception or something that's in public health that you wish would change that people have?
It's not all the CDC. And that was a big misconception I had with public health. I'm like, I don't want to work at the CDC. I don't want to be in a lab testing things, which is why like I got into community research with public health. I didn't even know it was a thing. So basically the research I do is more so not in the lab, but it's actually going out into the community instead of, us doing things for them. We're asking what we could do for you. Because people in their environment know best about what they need. So instead of us coming in like, you need to eat more fruits and vegetables, we're actually like, so hey, what's the reason you're not eating fruits and vegetables? Well, we're in a food desert. And then my job would be to like, make some interventions. Oh, we put up, every 2 weeks there's a food stand here. So just things like that people don't even think about, asking the community since they're the ones being most affected.
So how does that make you feel? Like that you're able to be able to help communities, and especially I know Black communities here being here in Atlanta. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like a little surprised sometimes that like I have a hand in these things, especially when it's happening all over the world that you may not even recognize. Like, oh, there's people doing this work, putting these implementation programs together to help communities. And then it's just amazing to see like these communities have a turnaround, or even, being able to have the information and the access to even go out and ask questions and be, more informed when they talk to people in their own community. Because people trust the people in their community. So if we can get them to trust us, then other people can start to trust, what we're saying and what they're saying.
I love that. And I commend you for what you're doing. That's why I said, he's like, what do I do when you walk in? I was like, I know. I see you. I see what you do, and also from meeting you to now seeing where you are. Me and you, young lady, just in college trying to make it happen. Also becoming a Zeta was cool. It was cool to see you being my little sis. But also outside of that, man, it's cool to see you get multiple degrees in 8 years. That's not unheard of, but like, dang, you really did it. All right, cool. So like, commending wise, like, what made you say, you know what? I'm going to keep going back to back just to get this out the way. Was it that?
Because I just know myself, if I were to take any sort of break, I'd be like, nah, I'll go back and do it later. Like, it's still going to be there, and it would have been like 6 years. And I'm like, oh, I said I was going to go get that other degree.
Right.
And especially it's just easy when I've been a student since I was, 5, 6 in kindergarten. So it's like taking a break just didn't make sense to me. Sometimes I wish, I'm like, what other degree can I go back and get another bachelor's in spelling? Like, I'm like, I need to be back in the classroom.
You ain't never lied. It's like, I'll leave work and just go make this happen. Can you
pay
me to go to school?
Please. I have been looking into PhD programs where they do pay you. So I'm like, but 5 years is a long time. Shout out to all the PhDs.
Congratulations to you, even though you're a doctor, but still, I will give you that. I'm proud of you. But I don't think that's my mission. I went to get my master's, right? And even working in data analysis, was a software engineer for many years. Worked at multiple different great companies, right?
Yeah.
But now working at Spelman, it's like, that's a good job. I get to help the young ladies out. I get to work with great people. But outside of that, it's like, why go back to school? Unless you're paying me. Like, if you paying me, I will go. And that's what some programs be reaching out. I'm like, yeah, if you pay me this salary, we can make it.
I'll write any paper you want.
Whatever you want. I already write books, so I can write.
I'll write
do that.
paper, whatever you need.
So I commend you for that, man. Being a student of just going back to school and showing young ladies that they can do anything. I say, with that being said, what would you tell a young lady that will someday wants to be in your shoes?
I would say never stop being yourself. Because there's gonna be some times where like you're going into the industry or just in your career and you're like, I don't act like how my coworkers do, or I don't think like they do, or maybe I'm like, oh, that's probably, just a little off the beaten path. Just know that that's just how you are, and that's gonna be, the difference that makes somebody either interested in whatever you're saying in a room, or the reason people ask questions or want to know more. Because especially in this field, there's a lot of like misconception that public health looks one way. But if you're yourself and you show that you can be any, way that you want to be, it'll probably get more people interested. And nobody wants to just be around somebody who's always trying to, you know, be on pins and needles, eggshells all the time. So just, you know, staying true to your authentic self.
All right, then you better talk to the camera.
You know, I've been watching a few podcasts about it.
I'll say, what motivates you to keep pushing?
My dad.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad's like the hardest working person I know.
Mm-hmm.
His birthday's tomorrow. Shout out to my dad.
Yeah.
But like, even though, you know, he's raised a family, he still knows how to like put people first. Mm-hmm. Even in all his jobs, if there's like a policy or like they want him to like try to, he's in finance.
Gotcha.
Like a treasurer, and they like, oh, well, we need to cut money, but he's always worried about the people first. Like if we do this, you know, some people are gonna lose their jobs when we have other options. So that's what always, you know, just motivates me to like be good. Even when I'm thinking like, I don't need to, you know, I could cut here or two. I'm like, Reyna, what would Daddy do?
Oh, that's what's up. I love that. And I say, also, who are you outside of all that you do?
Me, that's a great question. I think I've been like thinking about that a lot lately. Like, who am I? And the simple answer really is that I think I'm just a great friend. Mm-hmm. Like, being who I am in other people's lives really are important to me, and me feeling like people call on me if they need things. Like, I really enjoy being that dependable friend that people have. Like, oh, Reyna will probably know how to help me with this, or even if I don't, they call me and I just sit in the car and we do whatever we need to do. Just knowing that, you know, if somebody needs anything, I probably won't have all the answers, but I'll go Google them. ChatGPT and me we're like this. We will find a way.
ChatGPT the greatest. Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna hold you.
Find all the answers there.
Mm-hmm. That's good to know that, man. I'll say before we do close, just got a few more questions. I'll say, why is it important to maintain a healthy life balance, like with career, your life, different things that you do?
Yeah, I just don't believe that we were put on this earth to work our whole lives. Like, the job is gonna, I've heard recently, like, work how much they pay you. Work that salary. Make sure if they, you know, get their full $50,000 out of you, their $70,000. You know, that job, they can handle it. They've been around before you were there. They're gonna be around after you were there. Your life, like, is not. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen in a week. So just knowing that, yeah, work is important. Get what you need to do, like, done, because they will fire you real quick. But just knowing that work is not the end all be all. Like, this earth is so big, and there's places you gotta see, there's things you gotta do, there's food that you gotta try. So just, that's why I would say to keep a healthy work-life balance. You know, even the people in your life, like, they need you, and if you're always working all the time, it's like you may miss out. So, you know, just knowing that there's more to life than just work.
I love that. You're right. And that's like, for me, I love the open topics podcast wise, where we both can speak on that question, because I noticed that now, being a little older, that like, yeah, work was cool. Yeah. But it's cool to be able to make a step back. And, you know, like, working at the place I work at, it's cool to know, not only just being an AEC, but it's cool to be like, hey, you can take a break. Yeah. Like, it's okay. Like, go take care of your family. Go. Those are things that matter more than working. Like, we went to college. I feel like even people that didn't go to college, you should still have a luxury to be able to not have to work all the time. Yeah. Because, like you said, you don't want to be remembered as, yeah, they worked.
They sure did. They hard work.
They worked hard, and it's like, that's the only thing you did, you know. And it's cool. Work is cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Pay your bills, take care of you. But I think that older people and young people and people in between should all know that work is not the end all be all. So I commend you for knowing that. You know?
Yeah. I think being at a HBCU at Spelman taught me that, because you see, like, yeah, we're all smart, like, we're all, you know, going to school, but then knowing that, like, oh, we're about to go hit the quad, or we're about to go hit the oval for something, or we're just going to go to Lower Manly. It's like, oh, so we're not just all studying all the time. Like, oh, let's go outside and touch grass. Like, this is, like, there's more to this. Oh, okay. And then I think it just makes you less, like, so wound up, because you could work hard, but you also got to play hard. You got to. Because if you're inside all day and it's like you try to get out, it's like you're always worried about some assignment, like, what's going on, like, oh, I need to do this. No,
you hit it on the head too. You got to get out. You got to travel. You got to eat that food. And you have to actually, what you work for, you got to be able to go play, man. You got to go have a good time. It's why we had recess in school. It's just to let you know, hey, we had recess. That's cool. Even though you work hard in school, you still got to go out and have fun, man, and just enjoy life. You know? So I commend you for enjoying life.
I try, you know.
You got all these degrees and stuff. You might as well go ahead.
Yeah, gotta go somewhere.
Right.
I gotta go. Where have you been lately that you
enjoyed? I haven't, since we had our baby in there, we haven't been anywhere, but of course going to Wisconsin next week, so that's going to be cool. I look forward to planning the trip to go back out the country before the end of this year. Yeah. So I got some things on the docket that I'm going to go do. But I always like honeymoon with the Aruba. We went on a cruise to Jamaica, like different places. Like, so going out, not only the country, but even going to different places, like been to Tennessee, been to Cali. Been to Vegas a lot. Like doing that and saying, man, I can't believe I'm actually traveling. Yeah. So I think that, and been to a lot of other places, but the coolest thing I think is just book the trip. It really ain't that much.
Book it.
It ain't gonna take no time out of you, and you're gonna want, once you're there, you like, I gotta plan the next one.
Exactly, and then the money will come back.
It's gonna come back.
Just don't even worry about it on vacation. Just definitely. That's a when you get home problem. When you go on vacation, you just
let it go.
Ball. Exactly. That's why you go to work.
Right.
Full circle.
Greatest thing ever. And I say, the last thing I say, that I thought about, as you was coming and everything, I never asked this question. I think I asked only my frat brother. But why Divine Nine? Why Zeta Phi Beta? What made you want to be a part of Greek life? And how is that now for you out of college?
I would say it was so full circle because even when I got to college, the only thing I knew about Greek life was Alpha and Omega. Shout out to church. I was very naive, didn't really think much of it, but I think what I know got into me was just my chapter, Beta Iota chapter at Spelman College. Seeing how they interacted and were on campus, and I guess really embodying that work and play balance. They were smart, but they were still doing things. I think one of the first events I went to with them was a game night. And I was like, oh, y'all are people. Y'all are fun. We're about to play Uno. And I was like, oh, okay. This makes me feel a lot more comfortable. And just Zeta in general, seeing, women about their business, not really needing, the limelight all the time. They're the ones that are just going to get it done without being asked. And I feel I resonated with that the most. Just getting up, doing the work, not needing a pat on the back, not needing, any type of, worldwide recognition, even though we do get those.
Yes, indeed.
Don't play. Yes, we do get those. Just know that we're more about, being community conscious, action oriented. So just doing that. And I think now in my adult life, I really have embodied more of the community service side. My body is old.
Right.
Last week or this week for your Founders Day, I was looking, I said, go guys. I'm just going to sit on this couch.
Jeremy was at home.
I was like, wow. But even though being more, Zeta has made me more involved in my church. Because I was like, if I'm doing this for Zeta, why am I not doing this for my church? So just, making sure I merge the two and just happy to be a part of, an organization that's bigger than me. I was at the airport recently and I had Nelia on, and the worker that drives the cars, she was like, I'm sorry, get in. I said, thank you, because my gate was all the way at the end. So it's just things like that make you really, love the sisterhood even more. Having, frat brothers, being constitutionally bound, it just, opens up my world to a lot. Met a lot of great people, have people that, about to go to weddings for, traveling with. It's just, coming from just me and my brother, now I have a bigger family.
Yeah.
So
I love that for you. I love that for you, and I'm thankful I could be a part of that.
Yes.
So in that, do you happen to have any questions for me?
Yeah, what made you start a podcast?
Man, been podcasting. This is season 7. It's been 6.5 years now. And what made me start it is I always been a man for culture and service, for humanity. Before being a Sigma. I definitely believe in helping people, telling their stories, and outside of that, man, it's cool to hear people how they made it, or where they at now, or I'm going to Wisconsin this weekend. This coming weekend. It's cool to see you was balling that Howard, and now you're on the road to possibly go to the WNBA, but yeah, the WNBA is cool, but just see that you're at a whole nother university doing the same thing. And she got 2 degrees. She's working on the 3rd one.
Oh, period.
So it's like, while all this is happening, you're taking care of academics, balling out. You are doing what God set you on the path to do. And I'm just happy to see those type of things. And that's just one story. You know, even with you, as you grow, bringing people back and being able to see them. It's like buying into the community and seeing the fruits of the labor of the 7 years. Like, dang, it's been 6.5, 7 years, 8 years. It makes you want to keep podcasting, you know, and I like that I do it from a positive space.
Yeah.
You know, so definitely. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've always wanted to be on the blue couch, you know.
There you go, look.
I've seen a lot of my classmates be on here. Like, we had Chris Aka, and I was like, look at Aka on the couch. So, or on the podcast. So, I'll be looking.
Indeed. Look, it'll be coming soon. So thank you so much. And that's it.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yay!